Oh. Hello there. One moment, please. This looks like a good use for this.
Friendly fire.
Yeah, they've definitely seen us now. Well, that was kind of the idea, was get a nice first hit in. Finish off the Vanguard, please. Oh, what? There we go. We are close to running out of ammo altogether. So remember, this Locust will blow through ammo pretty darn quickly. And what else do we have here? I think we had a base trooper here. Base agent. And an engineer. Good.
Hostile combat drone.
Oh, okay. You are still hitting me. Where are you, Miranda? You're back here? I mean, you could probably be a little more helpful. I mean, I know it's a dangerous game to play when you up like this, but yeah, Liara, you're probably too far, though.
Stay in cover. Friendly fire.
Ammo. Ooh, both over here? Okay. Let's prioritize the engineer.
Singularity deployed.
Except we had the opportunity to get rid of you, so that works too. That's probably our last clip. But wait for the next round of overload to return. Did he walk into the singularity? I think he did walk into the singularity. If he could warp it. I think he's dead. We now have 0 ammo on all weapons except for a heavy weapon. So prepare to punch, in other words, and use biotics. Unless one of them dropped ammo, which I'm not sure that they did. Ow. Oh, there's more. More than just one. Okay. This looks like good overload opportunity. And then warp opportunity. And then once we get our shields back on full. Let's do that now.
Shield your eyes.
Hopefully miss. We could try to return the favor here. There we go. I feel like we've not been landing too many hits on the flashbang grenade as of late. Oh, right. No ammo. What am I trying to do? I'm ducking. Right in the nick of time. Flashbang grenade doesn't have much in the way of damage, but I mean, it could shockwave. Biotics in general don't have much in the way of direct damage. With the way they work, they're more setup. Things like, well, I guess flashbang grenade isn't a biotic ability, but okay. Let's see. Pull you out when you're not in cover like that, for sure. Definitely warp you. Finish you off. There is ammo over there. It appears to have been the last of the enemies as well. You can hear all the sounds talking around here. Can't get into these prison cell doors, it doesn't seem. Oh, that does make sense. Before we access that terminal, nab the medkit, which, oh, apparently we didn't need, actually. There is Farron. So, you know, we'll make a point of getting to him soon. Let's reload. And switch back. Save. Then access those controls. Oh, actually, that's just monies. I mean, that's fine. I thought that was going to be a way to break in. No, that's this. This one's quite easy, fortunately. Here we go.
Farron.
Liara?
Hold on. We're getting you out of here.
No.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
Farron.
What the hell is the broker trying to do to you?
The equipment is sensitive to tampering. This chair plugs into the broker's info network. You have to shut off the power. Pull me out now, and my brain cooks.
Do you
Oh.
know where we can cut the power?
It won't be easy. You'll have to go to Central Operations.
Okay, well, can you tell us more about any of these things? The Shadow Broker?
What do you know about the broker?
He did this to me.
I mean, can you give us specifics?
I was hoping you'd know what he is.
I never got a good look, but he's big. The guards are terrified of him.
A Krogan?
I don't know, but not everyone who visits his office comes back out.
Oh, okay. That's definitely good to know in advance. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I think, given how you are hooked up to this device that is, potentially going to fry you, maybe we don't focus too much on the questions, and that was probably the most important one. Let's just get to getting you out of here.
Easy or not, we're all getting out of here.
Good. Central Operations is down the hall. You know the Shadow Broker's waiting for you, right?
I'm counting on it.
We'll be back for you, Farron.
I'll try not to go anywhere.
I want all teams to Outpost C.
Oh,
Get an LOS. Paint the marks.
we got friends. We got friends showing up right now, it seems. Let's see. So now, our update is get to the master control and free Farron from the torture device. Alright. Thought I saw, yep, enemies spawning right on top of us here, I'm afraid. Fortunately, we do have ammo back. But there was a Vanguard here. I'd like to get back here.
Enemy
And warp the heck out of you.
Watch out, flashbang!
Pull you out if we can. Which we can. Miranda, no. Had enough of your death wish. Charges into the middle of the enemy lines. Okay, that's a base agent there who has the shields.
Here we go.
Let's change. Oh, that did not work. Okay, well, stasising him does work, I suppose. He's not the only enemy, though. There's also one right there. For the record. Overlord is not ready, also, for the record. While that guy is down, was the time to hit him.
This should slow them down.
Hello. Oh. We'll charge it. We'll charge it. Oh, you're still here. Hello. We'll flank it. We'll overload it. Then we'll charge it. Then we'll warp it. And we'll punch it. Okay, that looks like the last of that wave of enemies, at least. We are still at full ammo. That's good. There's Farron. Alright, let's save. And let's see what we can do here. I mean, I suppose I didn't really make much of a point of checking for other things here. I think we did, excuse me, Liara, or rather, Miranda. We did check for stuff before heading in to talk to Farron, so couldn't really be anything else over here, right? Yeah, I think we're good to press forward. Oh, okay. Hello. That is a flashbang grenade that just did a very good job of rolling down those stairs.
Understood.
Right on top of Liara. Liara.
On my way.
Affirmative.
Except you're not on your way. Also, it feels like that flashbang grenade never went off, which confuses me a little bit. Feels like it should have gone off. There we go. That's another flashbang grenade. Wait for it. This is the guy that we were bullying. He is no more. Okay. I think there's still one more there. Is there? Perhaps not. Okay, we have a med kit here. We have a terminal as well. Ammo that we apparently don't need. That's just credits. Fine by me. Okay, they said it was down the hallway. Darren did. I don't know, we haven't gone far down the hallway, but I feel like we're getting close here. I feel like we're getting close. Because there... it is... question mark? Hello?
Here for the drill. Reckless, even for you, Commander.
I mean, speak for yourself.
That bombing on Ilium wasn't exactly subtle.
Extreme, but necessary.
No, it wasn't. Neither was caging Farron for 2 years.
Dr. Tassoni, your interference caused all this. Farron betrayed me when he handed you Shepard's body. The drill is simply paying the price.
So... here's the thing. So Farron, basically we got, what, captured, and Shadowbroker, I believe, wanted to sell us, I don't know, to somebody other than Cerberus. And I suppose Farron was the one who sent that information to Liara. Liara intercepted us and gave us a Cerberus instead. So that's how Farron and Liara both basically rescued us, saved us, brought us back to life, or indirectly. But Shadowbroker did not want that to happen. So does mean that, you know, this guy has been working against us for a while in that case.
Someone was bound to come after you for working with the Collectors.
Because he was going to send us to the Collectors.
Beneficial partnership. Your arrival is convenient. The Collector's offer still stands.
Oh. Okay. I see. So he still wants, or they, who knows, still wants to capture us and send us to the Collectors for some kind of hefty price, but, no.
Be smart. Let Farron walk out with us.
You won't be walking out at all.
You're quite confident for someone with nowhere left to hide.
You travel with fascinating companions, Doctor. At least you brought me both Shepard and Ms. Lawson Tassoni. Their deaths will cripple Cerberus.
You're not putting a hand on anyone.
It's pointless to challenge me, Asari. I know your every secret, while you fumble in the dark.
Is that right? You're a Yogg, a pre-spaceflight species quarantined to their homeworld from massacring the Council's first contact teams. This base is older than your planet's discovery, which probably means you killed the original Shadowbroker 60 years ago, then took over. I'm guessing you were taken from your world by a trophy hunter who wanted a slave. Or a pet. How am I doing?
I don't think he's pleased. See ya, Miranda. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Shadowbroker. Here we have the fight we've all been waiting for, and the reveal we've all been waiting for. What the heck is this Shadowbroker? This dealer of secrets that nobody's been able to find for all these years? The answer is a Yogg. As Liara was saying, a species that no one has really ever seen or heard from or even about, because apparently the Citadel Council species tried to reach out to their homeworld planet, and things did not go well. But Shadowbroker got abducted or was brought on to be some kind of trophy or pet, and, well, escaped, and, well, overcame the Shadowbroker and became the new Shadowbroker. So, here is our dude. Also worth noting, we saw the Shadowbroker throw a table at our friends. We sort of hugged Liara and got back up. Miranda did not. This fight is between the Shadowbroker, Liara, and us. No Miranda. So, let's see. In that case, that means our ability to take care of shields significantly reduced. Outside of our shotgun. Does deal a boatload of damage against shields specifically. So that's nice. Then we'll warp when he's down to armor. Don't exactly like him getting this close to us, though. There is Miranda, for what it's worth. Hello? Oh!
This should slow them down.
See, the thing is, I don't really want to charge him. I feel like that would be a bad idea. He's kind of big. We have significantly more damage than Liara, it seems, against him. Even when he's on armor. Armor down. Some kind of special barrier? Immune to weapon fire?
The shield's kinetically sensitive. Energy and projectiles are bouncing off.
Then we do this the hard way.
We punch him.
Him now.
We punch him. He's got a solid several hundred pounds on us. Oh, and a shield, apparently. But now we should be able to hit him. Now things also get a little different. A little different. Because, well, previously, we saw him, well, he would occasionally charge at us, but, let's just say, things get a little different this time. I'm not sure we can damage him through that shield. Don't think we can. I do not like him being that close to us. At all. Like, at all, at all. Also, we are basically out of ammo. Means... Oh, no, we picked some up. Okay, that's cool. They are, if you could, like, poke at him, while we're just kind of kiting him, that'd be great. Because it's kind of hard for us to hit him through the shield right now. There we go. There we go. Run. Running. Ooh. Please take cover, Shepard. Cover, Shepard. He chooses the most inopportune times to ignore when I tell him to take cover sometimes. Alas, we will resume. I don't know where it's going to have us resume. Okay, it is the second phase here. It is the second phase here, for whatever that's worth. Yeah, we can still damage him, even when he has a shield on. Ooh. For the record, it did save with us having not a lot of ammo. Our shotgun is not good. That is very much our preferred weapon. Ow. What did we get? The shield back? Is the thing?
This should slow them down.
I don't think that, I don't think that stasis works on him. Unfortunately. Ooh, he's paying attention to Liara all of a sudden. And there you see, previously, he was not able to break through barriers. That time, he just completely shattered that. Liara, you should run. Immediately. We can take cover here momentarily, but not for long. Might have blocked that. Ow. Very much ow. Now we punch him again. Alright. Got that one taken care of. Well, get rid of his annoying shield. That is.
If you can get him to bring up that shield again, I've got an idea. Watch out.
And this is definitely our best way to apply the damage, but yeah, he can, not all the time, but some of the time, block all of our damage altogether. This is not good. We can Unity to heal ourselves. Maybe worth doing. Yeah, Liara, I'm not sure that's a great idea. Oh, I don't like that though.
Deployed.
Oh, we broke this cover that was once here. We are running out of cover to work with, I'm afraid. He's down to armor. Whatever that's worth. Run, Shepard. That's big. We can get him, that is. Getting close. Run in. Punch him.
Liara, now!
Whatever that thing is, bring it down. Oh, hey, Miranda. Fancy for you to join us.
Shadow Broker, this is Operative Murat. We've had a momentary connection failure. Can you confirm status?
Operative Shora requesting update. Are we still online?
Shadow Broker, I've lost our feed. We're online and awaiting instructions.
This is the Shadow Broker. The situation is under control. We experienced a power fluctuation while upgrading hardware. It disrupted communications momentarily.
However, we are now back online. Resume standard
Oh,
procedures.
darn.
I want a status report on all operations within the next solar day.
Shadow Broker out.
Good, Shadowbroker wouldn't say that, but...
Potions. It's you. You... How?
Well, everyone who's ever seen him in person is dead. So,
You're the new Shadow Broker.
I guess that's how that works, huh? I guess that's how that works. You sure about that?
Is taking over as the Shadow Broker really a good idea?
it was either that or lose everything. His contacts, his trading sources, those will really help us. With the
Also,
Shadow
Mass Effect 1
Broker's
theme again in the
information
background.
network. I can give you. I can.
I'll check the power systems.
Brandis like, alright, we'll give them a moment.
It's over. It's finally. For 2 years.
It's just nerves? Or hug her? I feel like those are two very different approaches. It's not really an in-between option here, is there? I mean, that could be... I don't know. So the bottom half of the dialogue wheel usually means like the renegade option. So although you could interpret this as just like a, don't worry about it. You're just a little bit nervous first day of the job. But given the whole, you know, passive-aggressive or outright aggressive renegade approach, not really sure we want to go that route. So, you know, we'll give her a hug.
It's all right.
I spent 2 years mourning you and Farron. And now I've got you both back. Let's see what we've got. No safeguards or user restrictions. It's like he never anticipated anyone but himself being here.
Now that's just
All
bad.
hours.
No dual-factor authentication? Come on, Shadow Broker. Gotta get up to date modern security systems, even if you thought nobody was gonna ever get in here. So what do we have, though?
What kind of information are we talking about?
I'm not sure. I'll need to go through his files. Come back later and I'll try to have something useful for you. All I wanted was to rescue Farron, but is it wrong that part of me wants this? With the Shadow Brokers network, I can help you. Maybe I can turn this operation into something better.
Phew. I mean, that's the thing. The previous Shadow Broker, the one that we just proceeded to kill, has of course been someone who has been a powerful power broker, information broker, in the past. And although technically speaking, it was neutral in that served all parties equally, just always going to the highest bidder, that did mean that the Shadow Broker was operating outside of the law, of course. So, wasn't always the most noble of causes, as we were just hearing the Shadow Broker say. Had every intention to sell Shepard to the collectors. So, you know, if Liara starts throwing out ideas like that, then, needless to say, I don't think we support her in those efforts. But, you know, if you do want to try to turn this whole Shadow Broker operation into something a little more, well, I don't know. Righteous is the wrong word, but, a little more, wholesome, no? You know, not as much in the black market, selling people to people who are trying to, potentially take over the entire world, at the very least, abduct a whole bunch of human colonies. That'd be kind of nice.
Don't be a stranger this time.
Come by when you have a chance. The doors are always open. Thank you, Shepard, for everything.
So there you have it. Lair of the Shadow Broker complete. Like I said from the onset, I think certainly one of, if not the best, DLCs in all of gaming. And I think going back through it now, it definitely does still stand the test of time in many ways. So that was a lot of fun. We got a bunch of experience, so we did level up to level 17 now. We'll get a few more skill points from that. Let's see, Shepard has defeated the Shadow Broker, eliminate Cerberus information leaks as Liara Tassoni takes over. The Sari's relationship with Shepard should be watched closely. Bear in mind, this is coming from the Cerberus perspective. So when Cerberus says Sari's relationship, Sorry, of course, being Liara's relationship with Shepard could be a problem. We should watch that closely. It's like, okay. Okay, I mean, that's a good old friend of ours, so, you don't mess with her, okay? We did pick up some heavy pistol damage, 20% heavy pistol damage for the entire squad. That's good stuff. Also, damage protection. So, squad bonus, 30% to shields, barriers, and armor. Awesome. Awesome. As well as a whole bunch of credits. Element 0, a bit of that. A little bit of palladium. Whole bunch of things here. And that's one of the reasons why that is a good thing, at least from a gameplay standpoint, to do the Lair of the Shadow Broker as quickly as possible.
Shepard, it's so good to see you. I've set up a few terminals with information I think you'll find interesting. Take a look.
Hello.
Welcome back, Shadow Broker.
Oh,
What's this?
That's the old broker's VI assistant. It's actually been helpful with rebuilding the network.
Please let me know if I can organize anything else for you, Shadow Broker.
It also thinks anyone in the room is the broker. I'll play around with the settings later.
My manual is ready whenever you have a moment.
alright. So there's all the things we can pick up, and upon completing that mission there, that boss fight there, we get the chance to, well, look around the base a bit, which is the other reason why it is useful to do this mission as early as possible. Let's see. Can we chat with the bot? No, he's just gonna follow us around. Yup. Don't mind as he tags along behind us. Okay, let's see. We have investment opportunities over here. So, sure. Let's take a look at this. So let's see. Investment opportunities, basically things that we can put some credits into, and suddenly, after having completed this mission, we do have a lot of credits to work with here. And, so basically, these are all things that we can potentially do to, well, sort of like stonks. We can invest in them and potentially get a return in the process. So we have warning signal. A pirate fleet is massing on the fringes of the terminus systems in preparation for a raid on outlying Alliance colonies. Send a tip off to Admiral Hackett about the upcoming invasion. So basically, we have a bunch of info, or at least Liara has a bunch of info, as the Shadow Broker that we can potentially use to set up some things that could be worth investing in this case. We also have bureaucracy in action. The sort of foundation can't start tests on a promising new antibiotic because of accidentally misfiled paperwork. Use your contacts to help them cut through the red tape so they can begin clinical trials. That's one other option. We have smear campaign. A corrupt politician is trying to levy heavy taxes on all Earth-manufactured goods coming into his system in exchange for kickbacks from local businesses. Ruin the politician's reputation with a smear campaign so that his proposal doesn't pass. Also love that it shows a picture of the council here, in particular Udina. That is, that's fantastic. That is great. I'm just gonna smear Udina's political career. Sorry, buddy. Let's see, then, just reward. Eclipse mercenaries have secretly set up a red sand production facility on the planet Cuervo. Tip off the planetary authorities about the facility in exchange of half the credits seized during their raid. Okay, so those are our various options. Let's see. In terms of what we would like to do here, I think we actually would prefer to leave bureaucracy in action untouched. Other than that, we will, I think we'll take both, or all three of the other ones, because, well, some of these may return some credits, you know, on net we may gain credits from them. Some of them may actually just fail and not return any credits at all. So, you could just buy all of them and eventually you may come out ahead, but, let's deliberately avoid bureaucracy in action, if you know what I mean. We'll fund that mission, technically the way that works. And, I mean, let's see, bureaucracy in action, just looking at the price of them. It's also one of the more expensive ones, so let's do the smear campaign and just reward. I think all those may work well for us.
The Turian Council member's mistress has made some unusual purchases lately. She may be expecting to move to a larger mansion.
Excuse me? have any more interesting information like that you would like to share? Anything else? Maybe? What else is the Turian Counselor's Mistress doing? Oh dear. Okay, then we have, let's see, Counterbroker ship model, which we can take. Those are basically much like the models that we could buy from other stores we've encountered thus far, but we've kind of not been doing that because it costs credits and it doesn't really have much of a... It doesn't have any direct gameplay effects. Just affects the looks in your commander's cabin up top of the Normandy. Then we can open up the shutter here, take a look at the great outdoors, and...
It's nearly time to repurchase effective caste status on Karshan. I have deducted funds to grant you full elite access.
And Karshan is the homeworld of the Batarians as well. Let's see, we have survey information here. Let's see, so what we can do is find the location of a planet rich with Ezo, Iridium, Palladium, or Platinum. Basically, if you specifically want to make sure you know of the best places to go for these resources, you can get the intel to make that happen, and it'll just say, look, this is the planet you should go to, and I assume it tells you specifically where that planet is. Of course, as we've said in the past, we were very aggressive early on with our planet scanning, so I don't really think that's going to be necessary. Even if we felt like we needed more resources, then I'm not really sure we would feel the need to be directed to a specific location, because we probably wouldn't need much more than what we already have. We'd just be able to, you know, launch a probe or two and probably be fine. Let's see, we have Research Terminal is the same we have on the Normandy, but we did pick up some research upgrades recently, including heavy pistol damage, and costs Palladium, and we have plenty of it, so let's definitely do it. Because we're using our heavy pistol when it comes to the long-range stuff, and it certainly helps all of our teammates that use them as well. Let's see, does there happen to be, yeah, subsequent heavy pistol upgrade as well. Squad bonus plus 50% heavy pistol damage against armor. Upgrades heavy pistols and hand cannons for your entire squad. Increasing the tungsten content of slugs and recalibrating the weapon's computer improves penetration of heavily armored targets. So that's particularly good because our shotgun has a damage bonus against shields, but it actually, I think it has less, we got that from upgrading something at the research terminal, but even outside of that, just the base weapon, outside of any upgrades, I believe has a higher damage multiplier against shields and barriers than it does to armor, so it's technically dealing the least damage to armor. So basically getting an armor damage boost on heavy pistols means that we could deliberately swap over to the Carnifex against armor rather than using our shotgun, and with this 50 damage bonus, 50% damage, could very well deal extra damage, deal more damage than our shotgun, even if our shotgun is usually packing more of a punch. So we'll definitely do that. Then, okay, no more weapon upgrades after that, but that's already good stuff. Armor upgrades, we got that damage protection upgrade. 30% upgrade to shields, barriers, and armor. Absolutely. For the entire squad, let's do it. No question. And I do believe that will unlock a subsequent upgrade, because we had some things that were bottlenecked behind getting one more damage protection upgrade. Shepard's shields take 20% less damage. I mean, if we're smart, and we're deliberately, once we take damage and lose our shields, trying to go back into cover, and wait till we get our shields back before we re-engage, that can functionally mean that we are taking 20% less damage all the time, which would be amazing. Cerberus has achieved limited success in studying Geth shield technology. Its scientists don't completely understand why, but it seems Geth shields are not as vulnerable to incoming projectiles. A breakthrough is imminent, however, and it is possible to make a modified Mass Effect field generator that mimics this technology. No question, let's do it. Anything else? Not on this side of things. We still need one more biotic damage upgrade before we can get the biotic amp here for 20% faster cooldowns. Let's see, ship enhancements. Still looking at the same stuff here. We will, of course, eventually end up doing this, but we don't really have any immediate need to do so, so fine for now. Prototypes. Anything new here? Don't think so, other than, we do have, we had advanced training before, which was for selecting a bonus power, and we can switch our bonus power if we buy this again. So we were getting new bonus powers anytime we finish Squad Mate's Loyalty mission. I believe from finishing Lair of the Shadow Broker, we get Stasis from Liara, which is a really powerful ability, so you could certainly make the case that it's worth doing that, although the Flashbang Grenade has also been good to us, at least when we're going against the right type of enemies for it. You know, getting a very strong debuff, in particular against Collectors like Harbinger, although if we bring Kasumi along with us, then it might not be as necessary. And I think Kasumi's version is just far easier to aim than ours is, as we were seeing in Lair of Shadow Broker, we were struggling a little bit to actually hit the target, because it does bounce quite a bit and doesn't have a humongous AoE. But retrain powers is actually new. Advanced training allows Shepard to reallocate points to powers. No additional points are granted. Shepard can complete this research project multiple times. Is this new? That may not be new. I take that back. Let's see. Other than that, Armor Locker, we've seen these before. It's the same thing as what we have in Normandy, so not really anything new there. Advanced training, this is new. This is what I was thinking of. So what this does is it allows us to reallocate our skill points for our squad mates. So we could already do it with Shepard, but we could not previously do it for any of our teammates. So if, say, you know, we spent a bunch of points on something that we thought was a waste, then we could reset it here, or even you could deliberately set up your team for an early game setup. Like, for example, we had Jacob rush to squad incendiary ammo so that early on we could get an ammo effect for the entire team. However, if we thought, you know, maybe later on, now that we're trying to level up Shepard and get squad incendiary ammo for him, then obviously that's redundant with Jacob in that case, so we could deliberately use advanced training to respec Jacob and instead drop incendiary ammo altogether and have him focus on everything else. So it's a way to potentially either correct any mistakes you might have made, or, like I was saying, start off with an early game setup and then deliberately switch later to a preferable late game setup. So don't think we have any desperate need to do this at the moment, but it's a nice option to have in the back of our pockets.
A Paladin agent has obtained the equipment used to record the General Partenax and Kilix Tanis duel.